The gradient of a line is a measure of its steepness or slope. The vertical distance between 2 points is called the rise, and the horizontal distance is called the run. The gradient is defined as the rise divided by the run, and the letter m is often used to represent the gradient. We calculate the rise and run by counting the unit squares. In the diagram above, the rise is 1 and the run is 4. So the gradient would be 1 divided by 4, which is a quarter. Always move from left to right when considering the rise and the run. If the line slopes up from left to right, the gradient is said to be positive. If the line slopes down from left to right, the gradient is said to be negative. The gradient can also be 0 when a line is horizontal and undefined when a line is vertical. To find the gradient of a line drawn on a number plane, we must look for points where the line passes through corners on the grid. We then calculate the rise and run by counting the unit squares on the grid. So the rise is 2 units and the run is 2 units. From here we can calculate the gradient, so we know that it equals rise over run, which equals 2 over 2, which simplifies to 1. Now because the line slopes up from left to right, we know this line has a positive gradient and therefore we leave our answer as 1. Just note it doesn't matter what 2 points you select on this line, the gradient will always come out as 1. Again, look for 2 points where the line passes through corners on the grid. We then calculate the rise and run by counting the unit squares on the grid. So this example has a rise of 1 and a run of 3. From here we can calculate the gradient, so we know that it equals rise over run, which is 1 over 3 or a third. Again, the line is sloping up from left to right, therefore it has a positive gradient and we leave our answer as 1/3. Identify your 2 points on the grid and calculate your rise and your run. So the rise is 6 and the run is 3. Therefore, our gradient is going to be 6 over 3, which simplifies to 2. So this is where it's important to note that the line slopes downwards from left to right, indicating that the line has a negative gradient. So don't forget to change your gradient to a negative number. In this case, our gradient will be -2. Once again, it doesn't matter which 2 points you choose, the gradient will remain the same.